So, it is our next Q&A. Never seen me with my computer before, but there were so many questions that it was too many to write for me to write out, which in previous Q&As, that's what I would do, rewrite your question. But actually this might be more interesting because I've seen a lot of the questions, but some of them I haven't, and so it might kind of be a more spontaneous response. So, I'm not saying any names, even though it's all public. I'm still not going to say any names. I don't know, I have this deep-seated thing that, like, even whenever people tell me that it's okay that I say their names, I feel really weird saying people's names. For, like, you ask me things and stuff. I just always try to keep confidentiality for everything. Okay, let's get into it. Would you describe in as much detail as you're willing the process you went through from non-smoker who only smoked for videos to daily smoker? Thought process, first off-camera craving, first off-camera cigarette. I did feel a little guilty the first time I had an off-camera cigarette. Well, I mean, I've been smoking here and there, but the first time I had my first totally sober middle of the day off-camera cigarette, I was kind of like, uh-oh. Okay. So I went from just enjoying the occasional cigarette to a half pack a day. I won't really let myself go much past that, except in videos. I absolutely do more than a half a pack a day whenever I make a smoking video. It really didn't bother me at all whenever I realized I liked smoking. I was going to do it a little bit more. I don't know, if anything, I think it makes me more honest than just smoking for a camera. Not that anyone who does that isn't, but I mean, like, I feel like it'd be more like putting on a show if that's all I did. Oh, this is really getting into it for a first question. My first off-camera craving, it takes a long time for me to get a craving. Like, for a real crave, like 6 hours, 7 hours. And that's generally whenever I've been spending time with my family and I really I won't smoke around them. So, yeah, probably the first outing I had with my mom about a year ago was probably the first craving I had. 2, knowing that it would lead you to becoming a smoker, would you have chosen to not make this first smoking video? Of course I wouldn't choose to not make the smoking video. I have no regrets about smoking. Some people do it and are like, I have to quit and I hate this. I'm like, that's cool. And maybe I'll get to that point sometime, but I'm not at that point right now, so I'm just enjoying it. You've mentioned you smoke a half pack a day. Do you think that's where you'll stay, or does it feel like you're still increasing your habit? I am not still increasing my habit just because I won't let myself, and I don't really feel a push to go beyond that. I'm happy where I am. If I smoked like a pack or over a pack or something a day, I would it might start inching into me that I'm doing too much, but right now I'm fine with it. 4, ever feel sexy when you're smoking, knowing there are so many out there turned on by beautiful smoking women? I think smoke is inherently sexy in itself, just like how fire is, like you see fire associated in so many ads with like sexy women and stuff. Just like smoking itself, I think is, in my opinion, kind of just just a sexy act. So I guess when, not saying I'm attractive, but whenever somebody attractive smokes, I guess it's just someone attractive doing an inherently attractive thing. But also some people are totally turned off by it, so to each their own. Do you have any satin clothes you can wear while you're smoking? I do have some satin gloves. Maybe I should have read these questions thoroughly before. Yes, I can make a video with the satin gloves again. Have you noticed your channel popularity increase since you began smoking cigarettes regularly? I noticed it increase a lot whenever I started sharing my love of leather in videos, and then smoking came, what, like 6-7 months after that? I'm just pulling that out of my ass, but I think that's what it is. I saw the jump of leather. I guess I saw a bit of a jump of smoking, but I guess I don't really know how it would have increased if I hadn't, or if leather would have been enough to increase. I don't know, but I kind of just see the channel as sharing myself. So every stage I've gone through, I just share that. I don't know if that's what you mean. Are you addicted to cigarettes? How many do you smoke a day? What do you think about smoking fetish? What are your thoughts about that? I think it makes complete sense. I mean, some fetishes, which I've talked about fetishes, fair enough. My opinion is as long as it's not hurting anyone and everyone involved wants it, then I'm all for it. And I think some people get fetishes for things in childhood, or things they first thought were sexy, or sometimes it's from absolutely nowhere. So but specifically smoking fetish, I think it makes sense. Where I was going with that. Some fetishes don't make sense to me because I don't. Oh my god, they need their brakes fixed. Sorry. Don't make sense to me because I don't have that fetish, but I don't judge people who do. But since I have a smoking fetish, it totally makes sense to me, so I disagree with it. Sarah, I wouldn't read this question if it hadn't been Sarah. How are you so darn pretty? Thank you, Sarah. That was very sweet of you. Hope you have a leather jacket on. It's almost 90 degrees. I'm not going to wear a leather jacket. If you could reincarnate whenever and wherever, where and when would it be? I'm guessing this means in the wherever, I guess means any, but reincarnate makes me think in the future. Otherwise it would be a time travel question. If I could actually say whenever, I would want to go back to Victorian times, but if it has to be reincarnated, probably 200 years in the future, because things would be similar enough that I think I'd be able to stumble through it, but it would be different enough to be really, really interesting. Which do you prefer, long satin gloves or long latex gloves? Long latex gloves. What's the type of video you'd like to do but wonder how well it will be received, how popular it might be? I kind of do that already. I put out, non-leather, non-smoking video, even non-makeup videos, just me doing random little crappy things. And I know that those won't have as many views, but I like doing them, so I just put them out there, and if it's not your kind of video, just, don't click on it. I think people can handle that. So I guess I kind of already do that. There's no kind of video that I'm damn, I wish I could do that, but people wouldn't. I just really see if it's something I want to do, it's another part of me, and I try to not edit myself at all for the channel. Apart from my restaurant, what restaurant in the world would you like to eat at? What is the best meal you ever ate? Actually, Jay, oh my god, I did say your name. It's on here, okay? And Jay's the only one that talks about having a restaurant. And my watch just came unattached. I really wish I could pick your restaurant because that would be amazing and I would love it. Any restaurant. I'd probably pick something boring and local because I love our local food. In the world though, probably to try pasta in Florence. I don't know a specific restaurant, but you know, the pasta restaurant in Florence, Italy. I also really want to try traditional English breakfast. I guess this isn't telling at all specific things. What's the best meal you ever ate? One of my very favorite things are crawfish boils, which is a very, very, very southern thing. But I had one of those growing up. That was probably my favorite meal ever. If you're familiar with crawfish or crayfish, as they say in the South, that you catch in cricks or creeks, they just look like little lobsters, but they're awesome. I mean, lobsters are also awesome. I like crawfish more because it's always like really seasoned and it's awesome. I remember in a video you said your dad kissed your head and said you smelled like smoke, and you were pretty sure he knew because of that. Do you think before you told him you smoked, he could have thought you were just around your husband when he was smoking outside and that's why? That's probably what he thought. Sorry, short answer, but yes, that's probably what he thought. If Coos is a wise duck, Elizabeth is you'll never guess who's writing this, is a ferocious piranha, Miss Langley is a cuddly bunny rabbit, and Mr. Rodriguez is a excited peacock without the P. What stuffed animal do you think best represents you, Miss Tingles? Stuffed animal, I guess, in like a taxidermied animal. These. I bought these as a joke because the pack looked so silly and I don't know, but there are only 3 left. I like them. That's the thing about trying a bunch of different new things. You're bound to like something. What animal? I think I'd be a stuffed pug. I love pugs, and I love their blind, stupid happiness, and I feel like a lot of times that's how I am. Stuffed pug. Do you have any more leather boot videos coming out? I would assume you wouldn't buy them in spring, but who knows? Actually, I'll probably post this before I post that because I just made that too. But if this video isn't right after a leather boot video, a video with leather boots in it, the one right after is. What's the craziest Halloween costume you've worn? Well, I think I was 9. I dressed up as a pumpkin, which doesn't really sound that crazy, but how I looked was crazy. It was like a full jack-o'-lantern, and I had a stem and a vine, and my face was orange, and little chubby cheeks, which also just looked like an orange ball. That was the most crazy I've ever looked on Halloween, I think. I hope. Have you tried Virginia Slim 120s? I think you would really like them. Yes, and I do really like them. I need to get them again. I love your videos. How long have you smoked? What was your first cigarette? How long have I smoked? I started smoking regularly beginning of March last year. What was your first cigarette? I was 16, 17. And I snuck one with my then best friend behind my parents' house when they were away at a party. Have you ever been tempted to try to get another girl to start smoking? Perhaps a non-smoking friend you secretly wish would smoke with you and spend time together. I don't wish any of my friends would start smoking. I have smoked with Kelly a little bit. I mean, she's not a smoker, but like sometimes if I will sit outside and have a couple, she'll have one with me if I'm at her house or something. And so that's kind of a cool hangout time. And we've definitely smoked hookah together. But no, I don't like yearn for anyone else to start. Sorry, I'm reading through comments to get to the question. Especially in your heels, but after seeing all of your videos, just wanted to know if you can do one where you crush out a cigarette on the ground after you're done. I've done that several times. Maybe mostly in Patreon videos, actually. I did one with the Louboutins once, and I still feel guilty about it, and I'm never gonna do it again with those shoes. I just did it once. But I've done it with other shoes. What do you know about Morocco? Absolutely nothing. I've seen like pictures, but as far as like facts, nothing. I would love to go there, but yeah. My question is, what's the first thing you're going to do once everything's gone back to normal-ish? Stuff has gone back to normal-ish around here, really. I've been going to outside antique markets, which isn't that wild. Spending a lot of time outside in the garden. Nothing, really. I would really like to go on vacation. I mean, I'm planning about that European trip next summer, but not really anything for the immediate future. What do you think is the reason smoking is so arousing? Is it just an oral fixation, or is it more? I guess I already talked about the fire and smoke and stuff. I didn't really talk about the oral fixation. I guess if you think someone's really hot, watching them suck on something is hot. I saw a really hot guy and he was like smoking or sucking on a sucker or something. I'd probably enjoy that. Fair enough. I think that's just a basic human thing, though. Let's see. What do you think is? Oh, there's just right there. Comments about Colonel Sanders. No, I have not tried the Sanders Dinner House. I know it's there, but I've never been there. When did you start smoking regularly? What do you do for a living? I do this. When you post a new latex work video, I really, that's on my mental list of videos I want to make soon. Do you plan on doing roleplay videos in the future? I actually have been doing more roleplay videos, and actually, the leather Patreon video this month is a librarian roleplay. That was fun. Have you ever played any RPGs? Yes. I got extremely into World of Warcraft for like 8 years. I haven't played it in years, but I started playing it at the beginning and all through college and beyond, and got extremely into it as a resto druid, raiding and all that. Okay. What is your favorite holiday to celebrate most? Halloween. You need some thigh high leather boots. I have low thighs. Could you do any live stream in long satin gloves? I only need to buy long satin gloves. I only have short satin gloves. Okay. How has the pandemic changed your shopping habits? Do you mainly shop online anyway, or do you like perusing the stores? It really depends on my mood. I usually, I'll usually like take a day, a month or something and just like go out shopping, and I like doing that, but like most of the time if I'm gonna go shopping, I'll do online shopping. Do you give yourself a set budget on how much you spend on clothes? And how does Jake react to your new purchases? I mean, I kind of always have a general budget, but I don't really go crazy on clothes. I've been very, very lucky in that, like, pretty much all of my new clothes have been like wish list gifts and stuff, and that really, really helps. And that's so nice of people. But I actually don't go clothes shopping that much unless I have like a specific reason to buy a dress or something. And Jake doesn't react to purchases. Jake doesn't react to most anything. Do you exfoliate? I'm gonna sound like a pig if I say no. No. I mean, I use like soap in the shower or shower gel with I guess, is a loofah exfoliating? I don't do anything besides use a loofah. What cosmetic brands have you always wanted to try but still haven't? I really want to try, Hermes just came out with a blush. I want to try that just because it has beautiful packaging and I'm a sucker. I've tried a lot of Clinique. I'm not pointing out who asked this question, but they might have inspired me to try Clinique before, and I did like it. I want to try some Dior stuff, and I want to try Chanel, because their packaging is beautiful and black and gold and sweet, but I've never splurged on that. Do you ever wear fake eyelashes? No, I have never worn fake eyelashes because I know it would be a disaster if I ever tried. It would be bad, and then I'd probably cry. No, I don't cry that easily, but I'd probably get really stressed out and then go with just how it looked, and then it would probably look really, really bad. What do you apply first, concealer or foundation? I just use Glossier's Skin Tint, which I guess is like, it feels like a kind of moisturizer to me, but it's like a very lightly tinted liquid. I guess it's like a foundation, but it's almost like water. That's all I use. I don't think I own a foundation. Oh, and I've used concealer before, but I would put it on after the skin tint, but I only use that like probably like 5 times a year. Just because even with how lightweight skin stretch, or what is it called? I don't know. The Glossier, like little pot one. I just don't like the feeling of anything on my skin. Do you have a favorite makeup guru? No, I used to watch a lot more makeup stuff, but since I have acquired a hoard of makeup, I feel a little guilty about it, and I know that watching those things will make me want to buy all the new makeup products, so I have been staying away from it. No, there's two. Lindsay, your May 31st video, smoking on the porch, has over 110K views. Did you ever think you would get that many views on a video? By the way, I think it's your best video. Oh, thank you. No. No, I never, ever, ever thought I would have that many views. No. I also never thought I would have this many subscribers. It's just been fun, and it's been fun to talk to you guys. I mean, the best part is talking to you guys, but it's been fun to like see the channel grow together and stuff, and the people who've been around forever and new people. It's amazing. All the different stages have been amazing. What are your goals for the next 5 years? Probably just to keep doing what I'm doing. I don't know. I have complete faith in myself that I've been living the way I've been living forever, of just trying to experience as much as I possibly can. I'm sure I'll be doing that in the next 5 years too. So, oh my God, what just happened? So hopefully in 5 years I'll have experienced a lot more new things. And hopefully my LA project will be done. No, I'm kidding. Hopefully it'll be done this year. It's just a joke. How much time do you need to make and edit a video? To make it is however long the video is, because I don't really cut anything out unless it's like a crazy loud noise or something really unforeseen happens. And then to edit it, it takes like 2 seconds to edit it, because if I edit videos at all, I just paste them together and then save them. So like the 5 minutes it takes to save, and then the 10 or 15 minutes it takes to upload. The problem is finding the quiet time to make them. Do you prefer watching horror movies with someone or by yourself? Actually, by myself, because I don't like talking during movies. But if someone can sit there and not talk all through it, then I'm just as cool with sitting and watching it with someone. If it's with someone, do you like to talk about what's going on, or just be quiet and watch? Just be quiet and watch. What's the worst date you ever went on? What is the worst date I've ever been on? Oh, I did go on a date once, and I didn't realize it was a date until the date told me it was. I thought we were just going out as friends. If I had known that was the context, I wasn't interested in that person that way. Worst. That was probably it, because I felt really bad. Who's the best teacher you ever had, and what did you like about them? I'm gonna lump in professors with this, because I didn't really have a lot of teachers. Oh wait, no, I did. In 7th grade, I had a world history teacher who was obsessed with Gumby, the little green cartoon character that's made out of clay, and Pokey, his little orange pony horse thing. And he was a very hands-on teacher. So like whenever we studied the Mayans, he built this giant step pyramid in the middle of the classroom with dry ice and had like smoke coming around it, and he had Gumby and Pokey come up out of it. His name was Mr. Lukens. I don't remember like any of my teachers' names except him, but he would always find a way to incorporate all of his little Gumbies and Pokies into like cavemen or things. It was really great. I loved that. I'm sure everyone who ever took his class still loves that. He's not a teacher anymore. Okay. Since that was 50 years ago. Lindsay, do you have a leather clothing collection? Yes. and it is magnificent. And sometimes I do just look at it. How is Lenore? I haven't seen her for a while. Well, she was in the Dead Pet Shop roleplay thing, but she's really good, just as sassy as ever. But great, she hasn't molted again though, unfortunately, because I like it when she molts. What is the correct name for people who follow you? We are your followers? That doesn't sound right. Loves, friends, or I would say friends. But you are also my loves. If you were single and about to go out on a date, would you like your date to show up to your door with 1, flowers, 2, a bottle of your favorite perfume, 3, a box of chocolates, or 4, a carton of m'mores? I think you know the answer to that. Carton of m'mores would be really specific though. If the person didn't know me at all, that'd be kind of... Let's just say the carton of m'mores. Of those things, which would I want the most? The m'mores. How did you and your husband meet? High school. Where all the best love stories start. How do you get over smoker's guilt? Is that just the guilt of smoking? I can't really imagine what else it would be. I don't have it, so that's how I get over it. If I felt guilty about it, I wouldn't do it. Just wondering if it may... Talking about a specific shoe fetish things. I think that's really for this purpose. Who's your favorite bass player? I really like the female bass player from the Smashing Pumpkins, and I think, is her name Sarah? I should know. I'm so bad with names that, except with you guys, I always remember your names, but I guess I have selective memory. Do you regret starting smoking, and would it be hard to stop? No, and no. If I wanted, I know probably everyone who's ever smoked has said that, but I really don't think it would be that difficult. Like, I would say I'm mildly addicted. Like, I love Monster energy drinks, and in the morning, I know this is not what you want to hear, but in the morning, if you had a cigarette or had a Monster energy drink, and I could only have one of them for the morning, I would pick, I'm more addicted to caffeine than I am to cigarettes, which is, sorry, but true. Okay, very much enjoyed your chain smoking. Definitely high heel videos. This is awesome. How can I pay for a video of you chain smoking and shoe play with the red pumps and black pumps with the red bottoms? Actually, that is a Patreon video. Not a whole pack. I would never chain smoke a whole pack. To answer this question, I don't do customs, but I do, all the Patreon videos are done from Patreon requests, so that it is a custom, it's just different. Could you answer smoking a cigar? Maybe I should have read this question first. What are your top 3 cigarette brands? Moore's, Lucky Strikes, and American Spirits. After COVID, where do you plan on traveling to? Like, I don't really have travel plans until next summer. Maybe like a weekend trip somewhere, because I would really like to do that. I really want to go to Biltmore, which is this big, beautiful house. Maybe I could get Kelly to do that with me, but... Do you like video games? PlayStation or Xbox? I only play Animal Crossing on my Switch. I used to play World of Warcraft on my desktop. I also used to play like BioShock and stuff on desktop, but I don't really play video games anymore because I know how much it sucks my life away, which is fine if you like have the time and stuff. I think that the way that I get addicted to video games though is that I will neglect other things, and that's not good. So I just don't do it. Have you ever tried to smoke 4 cigarettes at the same time? Not 3 or 5, but 4. No, and I'm not going to. Have you tried Saratoga cigarettes? I think I have, and I think I didn't really like them. What does the day in the life of Lindsay consist of? You know, no appointment day. I get up, I crawl to the front porch, I smoke 2 cigarettes while drinking a Monster. Then I go in and try to survive my toddler daughter. And then I also do, like today I was watering my garden, but she was playing in the sprinkler. I do a ton of crafts, both with her, but also like just for myself. And I also work on video stuff a lot, probably more than people think, because it doesn't take that long to like make a video, but to set it up, and then you have to find the thumbnail, which is really hard if you're not watching the videos or listening to them. Talk to people, which I love doing, but that happens. And I will usually make dinner. I like cooking a whole lot. Sometimes I'll like find what I want to make for dinner and like make a whole thing out of it. I really like that. I spend a lot of time outside, walks and parks. I spend a lot of time with my dogs. I just love animals. Oh, and I always check to make sure that Lenore and Nina, my new tarantulas, sponges are wet. Make sure Winifred, my toad, has clean water and isn't looking like she's going to kill me if I don't give her crickets. Take care of Mitch, the tortoise. Just basic things. Can you please wear PVC sometime when you do a video? Yes. Your favorite film director and author? I am so bad at remembering film directors' names. I'm gonna have to say no, even though I'm sure I do. I would have to look at what my favorite horror movies are, and then see if any of them have common directors, which I know they do, and then remember their name. Author. There's this fantasy series I really love called the Arbison trilogies, and that's by Garth Nix. And I would say he's probably my favorite authors. Can you show us some smoke rings? No, it's way too windy outside. I can't do smoke rings right now. Are you into comics? I'm guessing like graphic novels, not like speech, funny, haha comics. Yes, very much so. I talk about comics. I'm sorry, the leather video this month, like I actually go through and show my some of my comic books, and like talk about them and why I like them. Sorry to mention Patreon again, but I mean, it's just a direct tie. But I should do something with my comics for the main channel too. That's a good idea. Can you smoke in the Q&A? Yes, there's one I can do. I brought these out too because I ran out of Lucky Strikes, and I'm kind of like foraging around in my tobacco drawer for things to catch up on. And sometimes if I've only tried one of a pack, I'm like scared to go back to it because I can't remember if it was bad or good. So I guess we're gonna find out about this in a second, because you can't always tell by smelling it. Sometimes you can. Like if it smells strong, it's gonna be strong, but sometimes the strong ones will smell mild. They're trickstered. Yeah, like this one. It's really, really harsh. Great. Okay. Are you doing the Hermione interrogation video? I forgot we talked about that. That would be okay. It'll be back in my rotation of thoughts. I'm sorry. How old were you when you started smoking, and how did your parents find out, and did they get mad? It's a weird question to get because I'm 34. I was almost 33 when I started smoking regularly. My parents know. I think they know because I did pull up once when I was smoking, and I put it out like a teenager that just got caught because I just didn't want to have the conversation. But I'm pretty sure they know, and they haven't said anything, and I haven't said anything. And if they had gotten mad, that would be silly because I'm 34. I mean, whatever, they can have their feelings, but for them to like lay into me about it would be silly. Okay. Which smoking fetish YouTubers do you watch? I'm not answering that. Do you like wearing ultra long leather gloves? Yes. Do you like smoking wearing super long leather? What do I like? Smoke. Okay, it was the same question, only one of them was smoking. Yes, I also like smoking with them. Do you like? Oh Jesus. Do I like doing it in general, or do I just like doing it for the gram? No, okay, for the YouTube. No, in winter I'll definitely, I mean, I wouldn't be out here right now with long leather gloves, but no, in winter I'll absolutely smoke with leather gloves while I'm not making a video. Are you happy? Yes. Do you watch smoking fetish videos? I have. How old are you, and how many cigarettes do you smoke a day? You answered that. Are you single? Nope. What's your age? 34. Why do you smoke? This is the most boring answer in the world, but it's because I want to. Are you married? How long so? 5 years. 5 long years. That was it. So, thank you for those questions. That was fun. I love Q&As. It had been a really long time since I'd had one. This one out, but we're gonna finish this. Actually, no, we're not gonna finish this because this is horrible. We're gonna have more, and then we're gonna finish the more. I'm gonna put the crowns in their own separate area where the horrible cigarettes live. Now that I know which they are. I appreciate that they're hundreds, but I don't appreciate their flavor. This is my ashtray. I was not just putting them out on a wooden bench. I think after this, I am going to go for a walk around the neighborhood, and hopefully I won't end up in the pond that's over there, like I did the last time I walked around the neighborhood. Because there are giant snapping turtles in that pond. I got lucky, but I don't think I'm gonna get lucky every time. I mean, I would catch one if I saw it, but I would not want to get bitten by one, especially by how I have seen snapping turtles, no joke, this big in Kentucky. And they pee, and it smells really bad. Like, I guess their first defense is to pee. Oh, I thought of a funny story that I've never told you guys. So, like so many other Americans, I look up and I see the dude driving by with his two giant American flags waving off the back of his pickup truck, one with the blue line in it and one with the red line in it. I don't know why. I know he has the combined blue and red line one, but I guess he likes the emphasis of two of the American flags off the back of it. I do live in Kentucky. Sorry, got distracted by talking about America and seeing that it was so patriotic. I rode the bus to school growing up, and my bus driver, who I really should remember the name of, but I don't, lived right at the the first house over from the entrance to my neighborhood. So my parents kind of knew her, and we were familiar. And so she had her bus, that was parked at her house. I don't think they do it that way anymore, but back in the olden days of black and white movies, bus drivers kept their buses at their houses, apparently, because hers would be there. But the only car she had, she shared with her adult son who lived with her, who I think was probably in his 30s or 40s, because she was an older lady. And it was a white van with a giant Hooters logo on the side of it. The Hooters restaurant that we have in the U.S. with the owl and its eyes and the O in the O's of Hooters, and it's like very scantily clad women or waitresses at them, and it's just not. They say they're a family-friendly restaurant. I mean, I guess they are. I think they used to not be nearly as much, like back when this was happening. But so my bus driver would drive around in this Hooters van and look like really, really grumpy about it. And she hated it, but it was her only means of transportation. And it was, I guess he worked like corporate Hooters or something, and like that was his vehicle. It wasn't a wrap, but it was like the whole length of the van. And she would always talk to my parents about how unhappy she was to drive it, and every time you see her pulling out of her driveway, she'd just scowl. And she smoked, so her window would always be down, so you'd be able to see her really well, because you would have to smoke if you were a bus driver and drove that many kids around all day, every day. She didn't do it while she was driving. I wasn't in school that long ago where bus drivers would have actively smoked while driving the kids. But I thought that was fun. It was just, I saw her house the other day when I went to go see my parents for something, and I just remembered always seeing the white van there. I would be surprised if she might still be alive, but she'd be very old. Because she was old for a bus driver. Like late 60s or something. To have to put up with that. And she'd always tell us how rowdy we were. And there was this kid who would always sit in the back of the bus. He would sit on his like plastic hard lunchbox, and he would play like Pump Up the Jam. Because this was whenever I was very little, okay? I was not in high school whenever Pump Up the Jam came out. I think I was in elementary school, but she would always yell at him the very most, and I thought it was so cool how he would sit on his lunchbox and play Pump Up the Jam. And now I'm going to have that in my head the rest of the day. There are worse things. Anyway, trip down memory lane, literally, vehicle transportation. So, thank you for your questions. It's very sweet of you to ask them. I will see you next time. Bye.